What is up, my friends? In this video, we're going to talk about 40 side hustles. That's what the kids are calling it these days. But essentially, this is a personal finance video. And what we are talking about today is 2 simple rules to live by. Increase our cash flow, compound interest. So the money that we've got working for us, make it compound for us. Okay, I'll explain both. And we want more cash flow so that we can put those into other vehicles. Now, the ways that we can increase cash flow is what we're going to cover in this video, which is essentially side hustles. So let's start off at the top. Obviously, it makes sense, the concept of increasing cash flow, right? Right now, what's most important, I feel like, with the shifting economy is that you're bringing in more cash flow. Not only are we doing things with that cash flow to compound our efforts, to compound interest, but we're also sitting with some cash so that we're ready for opportunities, because I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of opportunities coming our way for you, for me, for everybody out there. And the number one thing that's going to get in the way, have you guessed it? Lack of cash flow, lack of liquidity, lack of the opportunity hits me today. They need a decision tomorrow and I need money on Wednesday. We can't do that if we don't have cash flow. We can't do that if we don't have things paying us every single day. Okay, so compound interest, the concept is very, very simple. It means that I put my money over here and it starts to pay me out a dividend, starts to pay me out in interest. And then I take that interest and I put it back into either this same thing or put it back into this thing over there that gets me this interest and this dividend. So I am compounding my efforts. I'm never just taking out the interest and using that to go make it rain at the club or to go out to dinners with my wife or to do a bunch of stupid shit with. I am taking that money and putting it back into play to work for me. So I personally feel like with only 63% of the prime workforce working right now, it is, and with the power of the internet, it is easier now more than ever to make extra money. It's just people don't want to. I have a wide demographic of people who listen to this, mostly falling into actually my same age range, which is the 25 to 35. I think that's like by far the best in-between generation to be in, because we got to see the fall of the old way of doing things, get a job for 40 years, pays you good benefits, retire, blah, 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 and the birth of something new, the internet and the digital age. We got to see both of those. So we're not angry that we missed out on something, and we're not feeling too entitled, most of us, as to maybe we're owed something, right? I do know some people that fall on both sides of that, right? But I personally don't. So if you are a hustler and you're looking to make more cash flow, this is what we're going to talk about, okay? So I'm not going to break down each one, but all I want this to do, I shot a video like this before, but I wanted to give you more detail. I want to give you something that can generate ideas in your mind right now, generate ideas and hopefully get the gears turning, okay? We can arbitrage on so many different platforms now, and these are mainly sites within the big G20 countries, actually G7 countries, but there are probably other platforms in China, throughout Asia, throughout the Middle East, throughout Europe that I don't know about that you could do similar on. Essentially, we're looking to arbitrage, meaning that we get something at a price over here and we bring it to market over here and sell it at a higher price and make a margin. So this is China drop shipping. This is called arbitraging. This is going to garage sales. This is called buying and selling. Whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really matter. But there is a plethora of instances of this out there working right now. We've got Amazon FBA seller stuff. We've got e-commerce stores taking off, selling through social media. There's a gazillion ways to do this. And the funny thing is that right now you got a ton of people giving away insanely valuable information. And doesn't it seem like nobody's listening? Because they're not. They're not listening because they're so busy with all the political shit and they're so busy with all this other drivel that's just stealing away their energy and their focus, that it's leaving this untouched area that only a certain amount of people are even willing to try, and even a smaller percentage of people are being successful with. I really, one of my goals here is to help you understand that it isn't harder now. It's actually easier and simpler, but everyone's so busy looking for complexity. Everyone's so busy looking for somewhere else to put their focus because of their own barriers, their own personal inside shit that's wrong, that they aren't seeing it. So everyone's throwing up their hands. Can't make no money. Can't save any money because, but you don't understand, right? Okay, so let's get past that. Arbitrage on eBay, Amazon, garage sales, Alibaba, what else is there? JD, Lazada, Tokopedia. Okay, so I'm covering now global. Sell on Etsy. So if you're a artist, if you're a creator, use your hands, you can sell just about anything on Etsy. You could sell just about anything as well on these other sites. Don't limit yourself. Let your imagination really flow on this. Okay, I am traveling throughout Asia all the time, and one thing that's always stood out to me is that in Indonesia, specifically in Bali, there are people that make furniture, old school furniture made out of wood, not IKEA bullshit, but like real craftsmanship, and they ship that all over the world. People buy that shit, put it on a boat. I don't know what that costs. I have no idea, but people in Europe buy this stuff up all day long. There's trucks on the road all day long there, filled to the gills with furniture by cargo companies. And so it's pretty easy to see what's going on there. They're working their way up to Sonora and the different port cities, and they are about to put that stuff on a boat and ship it out somewhere. Okay, so people do still buy furniture and craftsmanship. There is, it seems to be hitting a new renaissance, a new boom, because people want real stuff now. They're sick of throwing away all their furniture every 2 years. Next to go along with freelance writing is ghostwriting. Write for somebody else. If you've got an amazing story or a way that you're able to write, an ability that you have to tell a story, write a story, it doesn't really matter. There's people out there that want that because they cannot. Photography, videography, if you're good at that, that is on the rise as well. I mean, I'm sure you've noticed it, but vloggers are everywhere. Vloggers, okay? Influencers. Be the photographer for them. Be the videographer for them. Virtual assistant. Borders are opening up, and people want help from all over the world, and they have a certain budget in mind. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you are fluent in the language that they are looking for help in, then chances are high you'll be able to work something out and pull in some extra money on your free time. Now, everyone should be able to knock out at least one or two of these with working a full-time job, okay? It's all about just prioritizing and time management. So virtual assistant, teaching language online or in a foreign country. You want to travel the world? The number one way to do it is to just teach English in that country, or if you're speak a different language, then to teach that language in that country, as long as it's in demand, which there's very few that aren't. I think it'd be hard for, in every city in America to teach like Chinese, but there are some cities that would have that demand, or a Middle Eastern language or any Asian language, right? But there would be cities specifically that had that demand at a high school or college level or online. Okay, so you could create your own course and sell it online. We have different translation services that are really starting to pick up in speed. And also too, there's been a recent small boom in translation applications and language learning applications. So we've got Babbel, we've got Rosetta Stone is obviously the oldest one. We've got Duolingo. So those are on the rise as well. Web design, IT, web development, graphic design, graphic development, just knowing how to use Photoshop, knowing how to use Adobe Premiere. These are all skills that are in high demand right now. And here's what's funny. You could go on YouTube right now and learn it. I know this for a fact because I did it. When I first started my web development firm all those years ago, I basically was doing the same thing. I learned how to HTML develop and code. I learned PHP coding. I learned all these JavaScript languages and Bootstrap languages through free online video. Also, besides that, there was all these free tutorial sites as well, and tutorial sites where they sell courses, but very cheaply. $10, $20, you can get an entire course on one specialized area of online digital development. Okay, social media is another one. That one I have all the way over here, social media management. There's courses on how to become a social media manager as well. I would stay away from ones that cost thousands of dollars, obviously, but there's other ways of doing it. Okay, that covers all of these. Blogging, vlogging, affiliate marketing. That means promote somebody else's product or service or program, and you get a cut. You get a small commission, much like the links that you see underneath these videos of mine with all the stuff that I'm already been buying for years and years and years. Maybe you do too, and you just want to support somebody like me. You just click that link and buy the stuff you're already buying, and I get rewarded for it. Drive, Uber, Gab, Lyft, Gojek. Grab and Gojek are Asian country-based services, so you might not know what those are if you're in America, but Uber and Lyft you would be familiar with. Okay, do any sort of temp work. Airbnb your house or a room, build out your basement, finish that, and then Airbnb it out. As long as you don't have any HOAs or anything that restrict that, you would be good to go. Rent your home out and move into something cheaper so that you're not losing the underlying asset. You're essentially keeping that, and then you have money coming in that would maybe pay for your mortgage or anything like that, but you're living somewhere much cheaper. User testing, testing out any sort of application and finding any bugs. Oh, there we go. make this a little bit bigger. And finding any bugs. Write a book. A little bit harder. Ebook, super easy. Services like and sites like Canva, Canva.com, get you up and running on an ebook, some sort of, digital something that you can maybe give away or create a funnel for that would allow people to just give their name and email address, and in return they get something of value from you, a way to do something or an area of expertise that they didn't know. This value exchange is very simple, and I guarantee you've got something in your noggin right now that people would at least give their email for. Then you can follow up with them via email and do what? Affiliate marketing. So these things fit hand in hand, okay? Some of them. Create an online course, digital program. There you go, just talking about that. Area of expertise, flesh it out into a training course and a program and sell it online. Tons of sites that'll help you host this. You just literally upload the video training or the PDFs or whatever it is, and they do the rest for you. You then market that link and get people to buy it. Buy, sell domains, domain arbitraging, domain flipping, whatever you want to call it. You could do the same thing with websites. Build up website, get a bunch of traffic to it, sell it or flip it. I believe sites like flippa.com are still around. Babysitting, let's go basic, let's go old school. Babysitting, cutting grass, any sort of manual labor, tutoring, research studies like double-blind placebos or anything like that by different brands and companies that are looking for you to do something to get data on you to sell their product. That is a research study. Making basic clothing like t-shirts or beach towels or something like that. If you've got somebody that can help you get this done, or just starting it off yourself, that's a very cheap business to start. As long as you've got some distribution and a way to sell it, that's true for a lot of these, then go ahead and do it. Hairdressing, cheap thing to get into, cheap profession to get into, basic studying, basic training out there that you can get, decent pay, and it can be done part-time. Personal trainer, same thing. You can get online certifications. You can learn quite a bit through YouTube and online training courses, and then start personal training. Fitness instructor is even easier with all of the different training programs out there that are like mainstream and well-known. They basically put you through like a one-day crash course on how to teach the class itself, and then you'd be teaching it. So like Zumba or any of those kind of like dance fitness classes, those would be the easiest. The hardest would be like yoga, because you obviously yourself need flexibility and you need a basic level, I would even argue an advanced level of yoga and what it means to be able to actually do that effectively, but still possible and fairly quickly and part-time. Moving hands just means throwing yourself up for manual labor, helping people move. That's, again, cheap, basic. Being a translator of any sort, any kind, that would work. Cleaning stuff, cleaning anything, cleaning houses, cleaning a place of business, dog walker, house sitter, enter into contests, different various local contests and contests that are online, and get really good at it. So there you go, folks. 40 simple side hustles or ways to increase cash flow based on the stuff that you already know, or based on something that you can learn quick and cheap, and it can be done part-time. That is how you increase cash flow. And these 40, I guarantee you there's probably another 60 that I could have dug up and really, if I would have thought about this list, come up with on top of what I've shown you here. So if you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. If you got something to say, I'd love to hear your comments below. If you want to support us, then just click the like button. And if you're finding our channel for the first time through a playlist or through a suggested search, welcome, my friends. This is the stuff we're talking about all the time. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell notification. Be on the lookout, friends. More content dropping soon. Bye.